Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm Gilmer, and this is my second episode of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've had a couple of people mention that my microphone is a little low or my voice is a little low, so I will be doing a little bit of video editing to see if I can't bump that up some because I know that is pretty annoying if you can't hear what's being said. That being said, let's get to the game. I am in my house at the chest that I took some things out of earlier. And I wanted to show you what's in the chest now. These are all the flowers and herbs that I've picked. And that's a lot of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell them at some point. And so make a little money because you can sell these and make money early in the early game or really throughout the game. But in the early game, it is a lot better for you because it's very hard to make money in the early game, especially in hardcore mode. But for now, we're just going to leave them in this chest. I wanted to show you something about perks and about stats. So if you press I and go to player, you have a stats tab, a combat tab, a skills tab, and as you can see, herbalism is level 13. Buffs, resistance. This, if you press Q, it'll give you an explanation. You get a permanent +2 bonus on vitality. That's from picking a lot of flowers. I don't know how many flowers you have to pick, but at some point you get that from, because I guess it you're picking all these flowers and some of them might be poisonous, so you kind of build up a resistance after a while to any of the negative effects that you might get from flowers. You have a reputation tab. As of yet, we only have a reputation in Scallots. That's the only place we've ever been. I have 100 reputation in Scallots, and that's why whenever anybody sees me, a lot of times they'll say, "God be with you, Henry," or "Henry, I'm glad you came," and that's almost even become kind of a meme. Look, Henry's come to see us. Yeah, but anyway, statistics. These are pretty self-explanatory, but you can go through them. Some of it's interesting. Some of it might not be so interesting. Crime. I haven't done any crime. Something to note about crime is that you will never be executed for any crime that you do, but you will be incarcerated. Even if you commit murder, you will be incarcerated for 10 days. Geez, yeah, you can kill somebody and you're only put in jail for 10 days, but it would kind of destroy the game if you were executed for murdering somebody. Not that I suggest you go around murdering people or anything. Quests. I've done one quest. I don't know what quest I've actually done, but dialogue, persuasion success is 1, impression success is 1. So persuasion is the little white thing that looks like a mouth or something. That's speechcraft, persuasion. The second one, the crown and the heart, is impression. And then the one with the 2 swords cross is intimidation. Haggle successes, you can haggle with the trader. At some point you get a perk that will increase your speechcraft or your level of speech stat for successes. If you fail, I don't think you get anything for it. You don't get anything for it. I don't know if you get penalized for it. Money saved by haggling. So it adds up all the money that you save. Craft. Written works examined. Skill books started. Skill books fully read. Pretty self-explanatory. And then gambling. There is a gambling game in this game. It's called Farkle. And I would say if you've ever played the game Yahtzee, it's very similar to that. You get 6 die, you roll them. If you get 3 of one number, or you get kind of a straight 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you get points. And if you get 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all 6 of them, you get a lot more points in the game. But we'll end up doing some gambling at some point, and you'll see what it's like. It took me a little while to figure it out, but after you get the hang of it, it's kind of it's kind of fun. I think it is kind of fun. So when we last left, we had just probably we've got the cross guard and the pommel from the gate guards at the castle.
Hey!
Hey, he didn't say anything else, but usually they say, "Hey, Henry's come to see you." One thing you can do that is gamey that I wouldn't tell you to do necessarily unless you're having a lot of trouble playing the game is if you go into crouch by pressing C, it says down at the bottom right, guard, knockout. You can choke out a guard and take his armor, and depending on the point in the prologue, you'll get away with it. Let's just say that. So then you'll have armor and a sword. But I wouldn't suggest doing that. That's kind of gamey. But anyway, so let's go and finish up some of these quests, and then we will sell the flowers.
Hey, Pip! Do you want to learn something?
No, I don't think so. Thanks.
Suit yourself. Hail to the hero. So you haven't changed your mind about learning the craft of warfaring?
So
Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
It was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when a son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. But the world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Let's go, or not yet, so let's go.
Yes?
All right, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
All right. Well, the sheepfold is up here, so we're just going to go ahead and run up here, or walk up here. Well, we can run. If you're pressing, so the movement keys on the keyboard is WASD, W for forward, S for back, A for left, D for right. And if you press the left shift key while you're pressing W, you sprint. And it uses up your stamina, and at some point you'll start to get shorter breath, especially if you're overburdened. I haven't picked up all of the flowers. Something I wanted to point out is if you go to stats, skills, herbalism is 13. If I click on that, you get these perks that you can buy, and at level 10 I got a chance to buy this perk. It says herb picking activity will add experience to your strength stat as well. So, and also, see, here's resistance. You've collected such a quantity of poisonous herbs or nettles that your vitality is permanently increased by 2. And then I also pick flower power, which gives you, if you got enough fragrant herbs in your inventory, you get a +2 charisma bonus, which will help you out when you're doing speech checks. And if you go to stats, you will see that my strength level is 3. I got that from picking the herbs. And then at level 2, I picked this, which says Stronghold. Block an opponent's strikes with your shield will cost you 30% less stamina, which is a very nice little perk to have. As you can see, vitality is 1, but I get that +2 from the flower power. And then if you go down here, you got charisma 5, visibility 56, conspicuousness 50, noise 26, speed 17, health, stamina, energy, nourishment, which is all, that's all covered over here as well. So, and there he is coming in the distance. He's going to teach us a few things about sword fighting. Not very much. This game is predicated on single combat, or, well, you'll be single. A lot of times you'll have to go up against 2 or 3 people, or even more. I've gone up against as many as 6, and it's not fun fighting 6 people, but yeah, you have a save mechanism. And so let's get to this. Hey, Combat Master Vanyek, let's talk to you.
So, can we get started?
We can.
We can.
I want to
Good.
be very
And
positive.
since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far.
Okay, we're in the
Very
the
well.
training
Let's start with the basics.
area.
Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
So in the upper right, it tells you in combat you are locked onto your opponent. You can move around him using A and D, and of course move towards him and away from him using W and S. And then left shift, you can unlock from your opponent at any time by holding left shift. But we don't want to do that. But the reason you would use left L shift or left shift is because if you have a bunch of different opponents and you might want to change your target to somebody closer than as somebody further away or farther away. I always say further for some reason, but farther away, and so that's why you would use the left shift key to unlock and lock onto somebody else. So you just move around with him here, and he'll...
All right. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
All right, sir. Slash, strong attack. Choose the direction of your strike using your mouse, and it's the left mouse button.
Very good. Good. Once again. Nice. Nice. Very good. The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
All right. Stab is the right mouse button.
Now you're getting it. All right. All right. Good. Let's try something else. One strike I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another.
Something to remember about stabbing is it's a lot quicker than swinging. So sometimes it's easier to do stabbing. I actually use stabbing a lot. Chain strikes. You can chain strikes together into a combo, start a new strike. As soon as the previous one ends, you can change the attack zone or strike repeatedly. Try to press the left or right mouse button at the very moment the previous strike lands. The window of opportunity is between striking at the opponent and the end of the swing. So let's try it.
Fine.
I succeeded in my first chain strike.
Good. Not bad. Again.
Okay, so I finished that. That's
All right.
it is.
That's enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember, though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight. You have to work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned in real combat. There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
So something about fighting is hand fighting, hand fighting, or fist fighting. You basically use the same technique. Left button is for punching, right button is for punching, Q is for blocking, and then you use the WASD buttons to get closer or further away or farther away again, and move side to side as well. Fist fighting is just slightly different than sword or weapon fighting in just the sense that it seems a slightly bit more awkward, but you'll get the hang of it if you do it enough.
God be with you, Henry.
I am with you, sir. Thank you. God with you. God be with you. All right, let's go talk to Fritz and Matthew and Matthias at the tavern.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with
is
you,
opposed
Henry.
to your king.
I'm with you,
So are
Matthew.
such lords as
What's going on
Henry
here?
Rosenberg.
Deutsch is spouting his shit.
What?
Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Ratzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your Diet will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
And don't forget about Gutenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless.
Politics in the tavern.
Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Nothing changes.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
Too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal, are you with us?
So that's Matthias. He's kind of a troublemaker. But I'm kind of in on this one. I'll do it, but I need your help in return. I'll do it. I won't do it. I'm going to press I'll do it. For a very important reason. If I press I'll do it, but I need your help in return, I might not be able to get those lockpicks from Fritz. So I want to make sure I get the lockpicks from Fritz. That's a very important point. If you want to get these lockpicks, you can't get
Good health to you, Henry.
Oh, good health to you, ma'am. Good ma'am. But anyway, if you want to get the lockpicks from Fritz, you can't get Kunesh's tools from him in any other way before now. You got to get the lockpicks at this point. And I think if you ask for their help in return, you might not get it as well. So I'm going to choose I'll do it. I'm not going to do I won't do it because I think you miss out on something if you say that, and I've never chosen I won't do it. Because, I mean, it's a game. You want to play the game. I'll do it.
Oh well. Father can wait a while.
My words exactly.
I knew you wouldn't miss out on all the fun. Let's go.
Alright. Now let's talk to Fritz. Hey, Fritz.
Listen, there's this locked chest I need to get into.
Really? And only straight not good enough for you anymore?
It's just that someone has something that doesn't belong to him, and I want to take it back.
If you say so. It's not skin off my nose anyway. I've got some lockpicks you can have. But if you get caught, you didn't get them from me.
Never heard of you. Thanks, Fritz.
So, lockpicks are hard to get early in the game because they're a lot more expensive than the money that you have. As in, you don't have any money at all right now. You will have a little bit of money after you sell the flowers. Or I will have a little bit more money after I sell the flowers.
Henry!
Hey! Thank you, Fritz. So let's talk to Matthew. Okay, Matthew, what's going on?
So are we doing this or not?
Wait. We have to check that the coast is clear.
Why? The Deutsch is in the tavern.
But maybe you noticed after all these years that he has a wife and a son.
And that's a problem?
Aye, it is. Henry, you go and lure her away somehow.
Why me?
Because you're the clever one.
Yeah.
As you can tell, Fritz isn't really the brightest of them all, but he's funny. I like him. So let's lure this lady away. Hello, Deutsch's wife. She doesn't even have a name.
What do you want, lad?
Your husband's making trouble. Never mind. Of course I gotta play. Your
I
husband's
just went
making
by the
trouble.
tavern and your husband was in there talking nonsense. I thought someone should take him home before he gets himself in trouble.
What sort of nonsense?
Well, he kept saying that Sigismund was right and King Wenceslas is a drunkard, that sort of thing. Some people took exception, so I thought...
God almighty, the fool. Next thing he'll start on about the popes.
He might have mentioned the popes too.
Thank you for telling me. I just hope I can catch him before he gets into another fight.
That wasn't that hard. There she goes off like a shot. Alright, now let's see what happens. Oh, here we go. Reputation lost. Well, that's because people are kind of mad at you, I guess. At least the authorities for doing this.
What are you waiting for, soldier? Fire the trebuchet! For king and country!
For king and country, my ass. This is all good, clean, fun.
Nearly as good as having that traitor in the pillory. Nearly. Now
Handling
that
manure.
would be sweet.
That's for Sigismund!
Handling manure is good, clean fun.
Woohoo!
Okay?
Eat shit, Deutsches.
You bastards! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Hans, can't you see? We're decorating your house for you.
It's like your old man was saying in the tavern about that traitor Sigismund. We're just doing what we have to do.
Oh, sons! I'll make those smiles off your faces!
Oh, I'd like to see you try. What are you doing here, Zbigniew? Hanging out with this poxy Deutscher? Maybe you'd like to try out the latest German fashion.
Yeah.
Fucker! I'll make you pay for that!
Uh-oh. So now you go into the combat mode.
You gonna cry now?
Uh-oh, I'm getting beat up. Go to mother, she'll pet you up.
Shit!
I'll send you straight to hell.
Now, the catchpole is on his way.
Damn, let's go.
Uh-oh.
Run, you cowards!
As you can see in the bottom middle, I've been beaten up a little. I took a few hits to the head. That's a bandaged up head. I usually don't get hit in that
God
fight,
be with
but
you, Henry.
I'm with you. Why are you saying that to me? Matthias is a pretty nice guy. He's not as bad a troublemaker as the other two. So let's look at this. Health 35. I could use one of these marigold decoctions, but I'll go get patched up by Mama. As you can see, there's kind of a red splashed on some of the screen. That's what happens when you're injured. The closer you get to death, the more red it becomes. And if you're bleeding, you'll see blood pouring down the screen. Let's wash up. So here's a, you can wash yourself.
Rakes, spades, forks, and axes. All you need
Might
to
take a
tame
little
another
while.
beast.
because I messed up pretty good. It kind of threw me off because of who I was targeted against. They had me targeted on Zabishek and not the guy closest. I should have changed targets, but that's never happened to me before, so... Yeah, it took a little longer to wash up.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain, something for everyone.
The one I buy goods from.
God save you, my lady. Let's just run through here. Okay, before we talk to them, let's go get patched up. This is funny. This is a funny little... I didn't know this until later that I could do this, but... Getting patched up by Mom.
Ma? Ma! I'm hurt. Won't stop bleeding.
Oh, now, stop squealing like a baby and show me that. There you are, good as new. You ought to learn to do that yourself.
Thanks, Ma.
So... That's how your mom patches you up. Now, my health is at 64. Which isn't ideal. I wonder if I can do it again and get to 100.
What is it, my boy?
I guess not.
Take care.
So, what I think I'm going to do is get some of these apples and eat them. Because they'll heal you. You can see your, oh, wait a minute. My health is at 100. Never mind. I guess what she did had kind of a healing over time effect. So I am 100% healed. Good. Man, that kind of took forever. Alright, here we go. Let's talk to the guys.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Yeah.
Well, we sorted that Deutsch out.
That was pretty close, eh?
That old bastard didn't stand a chance.
True, but I'm worried that fucker Hans will snitch on us.
Well, let him. Then I'll snitch on him. And anyway, what can they do to us for throwing a bit of dung?
Put you
Good
in the
point.
stocks.
It's not as if anyone really likes the Deutsch.
Now, I want to do this one. Nice job on the Deutsch's place, because I think I can get a speech increase using both of them.
Anyway, nice job at the Deutsches. Never a dull moment with you lot.
So now let me talk to him again so we can check. We can take that other selection. Now you scratch my back.
We've sorted out Deutsch. Now I've got someone else to deal with.
Another beating? Count me in.
Kunesh owes money to my father, but he won't pay. I'll have to shake it out of him.
Sure, mate. You helped us, so we'll help you.
Let's get to it then.
4-on-1 against Kunesh. Poor guy. Almost feel sorry for him, except for the fact that he called me a bastard. That wasn't very nice of him.
Kunesh, get out here, you old goat. I've something to show you.
What the fuck are you here for? You want me to take a whip to you or call a catchpole? Just try it, you old drunk.
Yeah!
Gone.
I'll gut you like a rabbit.
That was easy.
Enough! Enough! I give up.
Take what you want. It's not much, but it's all I have. You understand?
I feel sorry for you, but you should have paid or given the tools back. So let's just go in here. We have the key, but we also have lockpicks. So I'm going to actually do lockpicks so I can skill up my lockpick skill. So what you have to do with lockpicks is you find where the little round thing turns yellow, and you keep it, try to keep it yellow as you're twisting this around. It's kind of become sort of a thing with everybody who owns the game, that the playing with a joystick combination is a little tough to do lock picking, but I find it's not that hard with mouse and keyboard. So I have Kunesh's tools, but I don't have any money. So let's just see what Pa will say. Let's call him Pa, because I think that's what we call him. Father, about the things you wanted.
Yeah, about time. Have you got everything I wanted?
No. I got everything.
Kunesh didn't want to pay, so I got no money for those things you sold him. But I took them in lieu of the debt.
Took meaning he gave them to you, or took meaning stole?
If you didn't pay, then they're still ours. How can you steal something that's yours?
Fair point. Give it to me then, and here's some money for the rest.
Plus, when we first talked about Kunesh, you implied that I should take it from him by force if needed, because I said, Kunesh, he's gonna be a handful, and you said, well, you're a big lad, you could take him. Or, well, you didn't say you can take him, but you can handle it. So I think he knew that I was going to get into a little bit of fisticuffs with Kunesh, although he won't admit it now. Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I will do a little video editing and try to get the microphone sound up, and also I should have looked at the settings on the microphone. They might have reset through all of the updates and everything that have gone on since I've been recording last, and obviously I'm using a different software, so maybe the microphone needs to be adjusted up a lot in the settings. I didn't think of that, but we'll do some video editing and get the sound up in this video. So thank you very much for watching. Still a lot to do. This is just the prologue, so there's still a lot to do in the prologue. Let's see. We got a bag of charcoal. He just gave us money to buy it and buy ale at the tavern. So, also, forgot. I won't show you guys what, or you guys and ladies, if there are any ladies, but I won't show you me walking this stuff to the vendors, because I'll show you why. Let's take that. Let's take it all. As you can see, we have in the bottom, the bottom middle, there's a little man with a huge pack on his back, and it's fully yellow. That means you're overloaded. And if we look, we see our carrying capacity is 78, and we are at 405.9. Now, in real life, you couldn't carry 5 times your weight, unless you worked out with weights a lot, I guess, but it is what it is. I won't show you me walking, because when you're overloaded, all you can do is walk like this. You can't run. Used to be, if you were overloaded, you could get on a horse, and even if it was too much for the horse to carry, if you were carrying it, the game would allow you to ride the horse. But nowadays, if your capacity plus the horse's capacity is more than, or you're carrying more than your capacity plus the horse's capacity in any combination, it won't let you mount the horse. It has to be less. You can be overloaded, but the total can't be over yours and the horse's capacity. So anyway, you might run into that, and you might have to walk to the vendors, or you might just decide not to carry a lot of crap like I'm doing right now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.